All right, all right, all right. What's up, folks? What's up, man? Let's talk about this Brian Norman ish. Let's talk about the Brian Norman ish. So this interview comes from, I guess you can call Mill City. I think you can call Mill City the Shannon Sharp podcast of YouTube's what we call boxing on YouTube. Well, the boxing community on YouTube. So Mill City is like the Shannon Sharp of the YouTube boxing community. And some of the interviews he has over there has created a lot of controversy in this space. There's been a lot of controversy created from his channel in this space based on comments made from people that he interviews. And in this latest one, it comes from Brian Norman Jr. Senior. Brian Norman Sr., who in this interview makes these allegations, which are unconfirmed. Unconfirmed. It is all speculative. And it's foul. It ain't just that it's speculation, it's some foul-ish to throw on somebody's name. And that's him making a statement about Devin Haney being on that Ryan Garcia. He accuses Devin Haney of being on the Ryan Garcia. Now that shit is wrong as hell. I don't know where Brian Norman get that shit from, whether it can come from it just being a thing of jealousy, being with what happened in the ring with his son and Devin Haney waxing the floor with Brian Norman, dropping him and doing all this other stuff that is created a wedge in the relationship, not so much of a father-son relationship, but father or maybe boxer trainer relationship in their dynamics is he's been fired following that loss to Devin Haney. And this probably was just going to be kind of an inevitable thing that he was going to end up having to replace his father is he kind of, as he moves up through the ranks and fighting fighters who happen to be a little bit more complex in their skill sets and needing a trainer with more expertise, more experience, and greater knowledge within the game, fighting at championship levels. And so he's just going to need a trainer that is able to deal with the complexities of a higher level of talent within the sport. And so that just was going to happen. It just so happened to be the end came following his son's first loss, and that loss being to Devin Haney. And so now it is created to where he's just looking for anything to just throw out there on the wall. Like I say, he'll pull some shit out his ass, toss it at the wall, and be hopeful that the shit sticks. And so to come with this one is some crazy shit to allege that Devin Haney is out here microdosing. He stated that he didn't heard it from this person who said that person said it to this person, and that person came back and said it to him. That Devin Haney is out here microdosing, cheating the system, getting these competitive advantages from the banned substance. That is some wild ass shit. It is some wrong shit to do. And it is really just some heartbroken, bitter ass stuff to do. And especially as a man, like you're a man, dude, you don't do that kind of shit. You don't come running out here with pillow talk shit. That's shit that niggas will learn from bitches, homie. It is simple as that. He talk all this. He a gangster. He lived by this and that. He probably was in the street. But you one of these messy ass dudes who grew up in the street like many young blacks from out of, the populated or the urban cities of certain counties and states. Like you wrong for doing that shit. That is not no man like shit. If you ain't watched that dude putting that shit in the system, then you shouldn't accuse him of that. If you haven't seen him in a performance to where he has looked like he's been on that shit, you shouldn't accuse him of it. He went into his last fight. His last fight was a fight of him whooping y'all asses and him being stronger than what y'all thought he was. And because y'all took into account from what Ryan Garcia did, and you underestimated this dude. You took him lightly, and he went in there and spanked you. And that is on you guys. That was on your watch. That's your fault. And it's just as simple as that. And the fact that your son immediately gets rid of you, it creates to where he will always have this everlasting hatred of Devin Haney and them. And then also from the fact that y'all weren't able to get your get back from when you guys had the face off and the security team puts his hands on both of y'all and drag you both by one arm and shit. That the embarrassment from that, the fact that you're dropped by Devin Haney, you're known as a knockout artist and did nothing but turn into a wrestling match and couldn't really do anything with the guy. And I think that's what hurts the most. Playing into the hype, playing into what another fighter did to him in the ring, in a fight that ends up being reversed. And you think you're gonna do what Ryan did, and now you have to crawl your way back. That you accuse a motherfucker of being on drugs is some wild ass shit. Michael Johnson in the building. Salute. What's popping? This shit with Brian Norman Sr. on that Mill City shit, making that ridiculous fucking statement. And then he was saying that he was just kind of being all over the place. I don't know if the fool is coming off of being drunk or coming down off of being high. Not saying no coke or no shit, but he probably smoked a ton of weed and his mind is just scrambling, just come up with shit to want to tarnish the reputation of this dude. And then making it about Turkey and Turkey did this and that shit. It was like, man, what the fuck is this dude getting this crazy shit from? Like, you got to let that one go and focus in on who your son is fighting next. Hopefully your son can get back to where it needs to be to put himself back in contention. Because that was a whitewash in the Devin Haney fight. Wasn't even close. So he's almost like, to make these speculations, is probably saying that that's why Devin was able to do to them what he did inside the ring, is that he was probably microdosing and shit. It's basically what he's saying without fully coming out and saying that we were robbed by him. He's microdosing based on some other people down in Florida that told this person that person said he told him, and this person said he saw him. And so a story then grew legs, and he comes back on the internet to spew out some shit that was told through a 20, what would you call that? 20 points of separation and shit. Like, this fool is crazy. Michael Johnson said, motherfuckers shouldn't be saying shit like that, says without proof. Says, hell, microdosing says might do more harm, says than good. Yeah, I wouldn't know how that drug shit work anyway with the drug cheating shit. I don't know how microdosing gives you an advantage, though. I think you need to take the full shit. You got to take the full drug to get the advantage of it. Talking about microdosing and shit. I wouldn't. That's like you need to be treated for something and the doctor prescribe you a medication at a certain dosage for you to heal from some shit, and you microdosing it. I don't think the damn microdosing of the medication gonna help you. It may make whatever you trying to fight immune to the shit. And so I'm like, this dude is crazy, man. He be saying some of the wildest of goddamn shit. He loves to talk that shit. This is probably part of his makeup of how he was brought up. So it's something that he can't break himself from, even approaching his 50s, if he's not 50 already. But he should probably get on there and apologize for that shit. But apologies aren't always accepted. But he needs to get on there and say he's wrong for that shit, just as being the dude that talks about he's gangster, he from the streets. And there's a lot of cats that talk about that gangster and don't live by none of that fucking shit. These dudes are some of the most reckless fucking people you ever come across in your goddamn life. Lacey Cuss says, what up? Sometimes boxing convo with Veggie Owens Sr. Man, sometimes boxing ain't worth it, man. Boxing is trash. That's why I don't cover that shit like that. I'm more of politics, but boxing is a reflection of what the world is to me. So that's why I keep it as boxing conversation. So Velocity Cups, you need to catch up. But I'd rather cover politics. Like, I want to get on here later and talk about Cuba. Cuba is without power based on Donald Trump trying to starve this nation out. That is a wicked old motherfucker. And now it's starting to backfire on his whole ass. Oh, I'm loving this shit. I am loving it. The blunderous behavior of a failed nigga named Donald Trump. He says, B-ball, what's popping? Oh, you talking about the Clippers getting their ass kicked tonight? I got to find, let me see. I might try to find one of them streaming things. I was hoping I had the Peacock shit, but I ain't getting it. I found out. That's why I don't order none of this shit. I find out, look, today I'm being charged by Disney. I ain't never watched Disney a day in my fucking life. Like, how the fuck do I got Disney, whatever that shit is, plus? How the hell do I got Disney? Why this shit is on my shit? It's like, I'm like, they done fucked the way you watch TV and shit. That's why I don't rock with this shit. Mr. T said, Norman Senior says, just mad, says just as mad. I'm not sure why you roll like that, or just mad. And are you mad? Brian Norman ass is just mad. You should have wrote. And he says, what's popping? B-ball, what's popping? Clippers gonna kick, go get they ass fucking kick. Is Kawhi even playing? CJ in the building, salute. He says you need a link, says to watch the games. Yeah, I had that one. What was that? It was some kind of app shit, but yeah, I definitely need a streaming app because I ain't paying for that shit. Like I say, I had the zone shit from watching the Shakur fight. These niggas done charged me for fucking a month for the zone. I had to cancel that shit. Like I ain't want that shit. I ordered a fucking fight, which shouldn't have been $70. Then I fucking got Netflix. I don't even know how the fuck I got that shit. I don't watch it. I had the ESPN shit. And then I found out I got fucking Disney. Man, I don't even think I watched, what's a Disney movie? I ain't never watched Mickey Mouse on that motherfucker. How the fuck I get that shit? And so it's like the way you watch TV, it's like you buy an app here, buy this. We doing all this exclusive shit. We don't want to deal with DirecTV. We don't deal with Cox Communication. We want to control our own shit. So here for $5 stream these. All right, thanks, CJ. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely use that. Thank you, CJ. But you get this app, buy this app. You want to watch this program? We own our own shit. $5, $10. The Zone, $30 fucking dollars. And it's crazy with the Zone. The Zone get out here and running that bullshit about their programming of being the death of pay-per-view. $10 a month. No, the Zone was under $10. I think they tried to be $1 short of 10. I think that was $9. Within the year, them niggas skyrocketed they shit to $20 fucking dollars. And then these fools, within, I don't even think it was a year and a half, these niggas start charging for fucking pay-per-view fights. So they got the lion. Then this shit is $30 fucking dollars. For what? I say ain't no way I'm paying for that shit. I want to buy a fucking goddamn pay-per-view fight, and these niggas trying to make me buy a monthly subscription and shit. Because it was a trial. I didn't even want no fucking trial because now they give you a trial and you got to remember to go cancel that shit. Like, and then to cancel it takes all day to cancel that shit. That's why I be like, man, I ain't buying none of this shit. And then Velocity Cuss says you heard Top Rank says couldn't secure a TV network deal. Says so they had to bend the knee. Says to the Zone. No, I mean Top Rank don't ESPN don't want the motherfuckers, but I see that who was that? MVP. Is that ain't Jake Paul shit, is it? I see that MVP got them an ESPN deal. So they gonna be running females boxing over on ESPN because they don't want to fuck with Bob Arum's sorry ass. And Deuce Time says that's not gonna happen. Man, the Spurs about to whoop y'all ass. As long as Wemby play. Because I know Wemby didn't play against Denver or something with his ankle or something. Wemby get on that court. And I think that was resting him so he can get back on the court and kick the Clippers in their motherfucking ass and knock them out the playoffs. So I can't wait to that shit. Maybe I'll go live for that shit. I'll find a link for that shit. We'll go live for that shit. And watch the Clippers get their ass kicked. Or see if they can make a run and get in these playoffs. Velocity Cuss says, get down to lay down, the Zone. And the CJ says, all right, I got you. Silvestri says, what's good? Salute. Ariel in the building, salute. Just in here talking about Brian Norman making them whole ass claims on Devin Haney. That shit was wild. I ain't no Devin Haney fanboy like the rest of these weird niggas on YouTube. But wrong is wrong and foul is foul. Wrong is wrong and foul is foul. And especially that it's so much that black cats who are involved in this sport say some of the most negative and reckless and ignorant ass shit that you can ever think of. CJ says for sure. So just enter it. Just enter exactly how I sent it. Says no.com says at the end. And then Stinger says, he says the Zone says, the Zone came in line like a mother. Yeah, the Zone was lying like a bitch, man. Because they thought they'll overtake what the PBC was doing. That was all them listening to Eddie Hearn's stupid ass. They listened to Eddie Hearn, dumb ass, coming to the game on that disrespectful Donald Trump shit, and it backfired. That's exactly what Donald Trump is. Donald Trump is the Eddie Hearn of the world. That's exactly what he is. He is the Eddie Hearn of the motherfucking world. And that shit is backfiring on the dummy. And then Velocity Cuss says, the Zone finna go up to $60 a month, says with Top Rank. Man, and I don't know why the Zone to do a deal with Top Rank. There's no fighters over there. There's no fighters over there. Now they need fights like Blueface and Chuba, and they need that kind of shit because that's what fight fans want to watch. Fight fans want to watch the shit that Aiden Ross is putting on. Aiden Ross is doing a better job than all these promotional companies. Nobody wants to see these damn lame ass, sorry ass boxers. Even Keyshawn Davis is starting to learn this shit. That Keyshawn Davis doing the fucking streamer shit is you know, boosted his damn profile up to where his recognition amongst young crowds that are out there, they recognize him based on him doing streamer shit, getting in the ring, doing light sparring with folks, giving them opportunity to get in the ring and with them, see what it is like to box a professional champion fighter, and him taking the light on these fools and just playing around and really building it to where he's rebranding himself because he ended up falling for grace from missing weight, attacking that dude after a fight when his brother lost. And so he's now kind of be able to rebrand himself by kind of doing the Ryan Garcia's type shit, going over into shifting over into that segment of the fan market. And then Bruce Gas in the building, salute to the OG. Bruce Gas, salute OG. And then sports prediction, the building, salute, bro, salute. And then Mr. T says yes, and then he says salute to you, Bruce Gas. Bruce Gas saying salute back. Mr. T says MVP is Jake Paul promotion. Okay, yeah, that's the one. I think they got the deal with ESPN. They done leapfrog Bob Arum, sorry ass. And the Steve from Buzz says, yo, says you mess with college ball? No, I haven't been watching that shit at all. Says I can't wait for this March Madness. No, I haven't been watching that shit at all. Yeah, I don't follow college basketball. I don't watch the shit because how TV is. Like I said, you gotta have this app. Then the next game is over on this app, and then the other game on that one, then the other game on this one, and it's on that one, versus you just getting like a direct TV or a fucking YouTube TV and all that other shit, and they fight over, like, they just got everything fucked up. It's just way too much greed and shit. It ain't the way that I grew up watching TV. You just go to fucking either your regular local stations or fucking the cable network. But they fucked up when they did that little foul ass shit to force everybody into spending. This is during the Bush years. Yeah, this was during the end of the Bush years where they moved, and I don't know if this is through ever he appointed with the FCC or whatnot, where they shifted all of the TV to fucking that digital shit. They did this bullshit ass transition in the TV. It ain't changed shit. The quality of TV don't look no different than when it was with the analog shit. They move all this digital shit and act like it was something people needed. And then therefore you need to go buy and some kind of antennas for shit, or you have to upgrade into a newer TV and shit because they made some old drastic changes. And then it started causing all this contract negotiation shit. You have blackouts to where now certain channels you had, they're not on the cable, the version of cable you have because they didn't work out the proper agreement. It's just like all this bullshit. And then now when you look up, the media networks have all this fucking money and shit. All this money. They up there buying up other companies, the fucking billion, like almost $100 billion acquisitions of fucking companies is crazy and shit. And they says you see the crybabies calling Dev, little bro Sean, the give Haney. These niggas is weird because they ain't posting none of that shit. The shit they showing with Sean Haney is a rematch. He lost to the dude in the first fight. They have to rematch this dude. These niggas celebrating that shit, man. These niggas grown ass fucking cheerleaders. And Mr. T says we criticize the hell out of Bill and Dev but not going for the sucker shit. Says to Norman Senior is doing. Says yeah Norman Senior on some way out shit, and it shows why he ended up getting his ass fired. It just shows why his son ended up firing him. And then Mr. T says Keyshawn is networking his ass off. Yeah, he's doing a great job of that shit. He's doing a real great job of actually rebranding himself and then also calling for the fight. So not only is he getting out here with the crowds, who are going to be the new generation of boxing fans and shit, but getting out there with them and then also making the calls to fight opponents like Devin Haney and shit. And so, I mean, I can't knock him for any of that shit. He's really been able to fucking resurge himself because Bob Arum was going to help him do it. Bob Arum was going to do shit for him, especially no black fighter. Bob Arum don't even do nothing for the Mexican fighters. And then he says Velocity Cut says Sean Haney says extremely limited on talent. Yeah, he ain't gonna go too far in boxing at all. It's just that I guess it's just good to get him in gloves and teach him some level of being able to defend himself, get him used to having a fight. Because the kid talk a lot of shit, so he's definitely a kid that needs to learn how to fight. Because Sean Haney gonna be in a lot of fucking fights, and Dev ain't gonna be able to bail him out. Velocity Cut says the Stinger says they say he's a phenomenal tennis player. And then, but it's funny. I got to hear what Southpaw Boxing say about that shit. Steve from Buzz says that's true, bro. Says they got me for $80. Says from YouTube TV. Says they have all the channels. Says that cover the whole tournament. Says male and female games. Oh, YouTube TV. But it was at one point YouTube TV. No, that's why I canceled it. I don't watch TV like that. But I do be wanting to catch some of these fucking games, so I might need that shit. I prefer if they gave a trial today. I'll just get that shit and cancel that motherfucker. And then CJ says I was pissed when the Lakers signed that deal with Spectrum, says to give them exclusive rights to their game. See, that kind of shit is the fucked up shit that fucks up watching sports. Is these exclusive deals because all these media companies are given all this fucking money somehow, and then they're just buying rights. That's what fucked over boxing. Boxing got fucked over when the Floyd shit happened, where Showtime and it went after the exclusive rights to Floyd. Then promotional companies come about, sign all these fighters, and then now they get exclusive deals, and then now you can't get no fights. You want to watch fighters in this promotion, you got to have this damn network. You want to watch fighters in this promotion, you got to have that network, and all this shit is fucked up. These media giant corporations fucking up everything. They're allowed to buy up too much, but that's why I like YouTube. And I prefer to watch these damn fight events on YouTube. Fuck these networks and shit. Sting from above and they're rolling. Mr. T says, he said, and then now I still gotta go cancel that Disney shit. I don't know why the fuck I'm being charged for that shit. Mr. T says, yeah, that was nasty. Used to be able to get crazy. Be able to get crazy channels. Says if you put the aluminum foil on the antenna, says the right way, says before they switched to digital. Yeah, that digital TV switch was foul. And it created to where you start having the Vizios and the Sonys and all these television makers just blow up overnight just based on that decision from sorry ass George Bush, who was fucking the economy up. He did that shit as a driver to the economy. And that's when you start getting people with their ignorant asses on Black Friday charging into the damn stores to go grab a fucking flat screen TV that these motherfuckers will produce thousands of them after this shit after you done fucking help them get out the red and shit. And then a bunch of TVs just hit the motherfucking stores again and shit. But it just flooded that damn television market. That's why TV markets are so huge. Being the TV markets are huge. Now the media markets are fucking huge because everybody wants to sit in front of the idiot box. And then CJ says in a Monday night Amazon football game, says it's just too damn much. Says that's why I just steal it. Yeah, I'd rather steal it too. Because for a while I wouldn't steal the damn boxing matches. I used to always hear people talking about man, I'm gonna stream the fight. And I'd be like, man, no, I'm about to order this shit. And then they start going up on the fucking price of boxing. And then you start seeing fighters who ain't worth the damn shit. They just hold a belt. One of the same kind of fucking pay-per-view event as a Floyd Mayweather fight or some shit. I said, oh, hell no, they going overboard with that shit. Even when the PBC charged for Deontay Wilder coming off his knockout loss to fucking Tyson Fury, he fought Robert Helenius. And they were charging $70 for that shit. There was nobody on the fight card. I said, oh, no, fuck all that shit. Bruce Gas says Crackstream says show them all, says and it's free, says if you know. And he says Floyd used to tell us says not to use the black box, says and buy his fights. Laugh out loud. Yeah, fuck what Floyd talking about. Motherfucker really supported Floyd's career, always wanted success for Floyd, wanted to see Floyd prove everybody wrong, go in and make trillions of dollars, only for this nigga to go broke buying fucking chains and stupid looking ass tiny tot ass clothes and shit. It's a little motherfucker buying tiny tot ass clothes for thousands of dollars that fucking broke himself on clothes, chains, Rolls Royces, Bentleys and Ferraris and Bugattis that the nigga don't drive, an airplane that he just fly to some of the dumbest shit. Ain't ever got nothing out of it. Niggas buy planes because it's for business. not to fly and look rich against niggas who ain't never had shit. And then only for you to give money to fucking these old shark ass finance investing motherfuckers to ruin your motherfucking profile. Now your dumb old ass is jumping back in the ring. You're gonna be fucked up like your dad and uncle. That's how you're gonna be. Because I was looking at the video he's showing his pops, because it'd be crazy. You look at these dudes who speak about health and all this other shit, and they barely hit these young points in like this in the elder years of their lives. Like his dad only 70-something years old and is so fucking delayed and shit. Like these dudes is fucked up. Young, man. Like, come on, man. Like, man, you about to get back in the ring. One of these dudes is gonna hit you on your fucking head. It's gonna cause some shit. And you're gonna be fucked up because you gotta get back in here because you done fucked your money off. And it especially says greedy company says fine over networked rights. Yeah. And you get this bitch ass nigga in the White House doing shit. And here trying to set the table on who gets what and lining this person up to get. And like I said, that president shit is not a game. It's a powerful position. And niggas have listened to dumb niggas who ain't never known nothing. Talk about the president as a puppet and the president don't got this. They put whoever in there. And I'll be like, niggas don't know what the fuck they be talking about. And you get all these niggas that make these kind of, like I bring up Bush doing that bitch ass shit. Like you look at these retarded motherfuckers who can make decisions that fuck everything up. And people think everything's a game until they start suffering behind the actions of a peon motherfucker. And it's like people never learn shit. People don't even know which way is up. Bush done wrecked shit, done been a total disaster, idiotic motherfucker. And then motherfuckers done got in here and worshiping a dumber motherfucker. Because niggas are slaves. Niggas love being slaves. The history of motherfuckers is about being slaves. Worshiping motherfuckers like they gods and shit. These niggas peon ass bitches. Birthed through sorry ass piece of shit dudes and bitches. And then, I mean, like this shit is just way the fuck up. And if Lassie Cuss says that's his old tiny hat says for you. It ain't just them. Like you niggas he caught up on this Jew shit. It's these regular ass white motherfuckers too. It's just the fucked up thing that these are the people that are fucking at the top connecting business and shit. It ain't got nothing to do with just Jewish people. The fucking most powerful people in this motherfucker is a non-Jew ass white motherfucker. And he says Paramount gonna buy down there every network. Says the owners are big time number 47 donors. And then it's gonna be fucked up because when the next administration get in there, they gonna rip that shit apart. They're gonna rip all that shit apart. A lot of shit need to be law. It shouldn't just be ordered through some executive branch motherfucker. And then Steve from above says, yeah, fam, says YouTube TV says it's expensive, says, but I catch a lot of games live, says some of the illegal streams says are cool, says, but they be buffering, says, and sometimes they're just SD quality. But yeah, I don't the reason why I won't buy the YouTube shit, even though I'll be liking to have a point to where everything is connected through one network being like a cable company, but the fact they greedy. Like even I remember when DirecTV came about. DirecTV started this shit to where they appear to be low cost. They give you that 1 year, and then the next year your price, your monthly rates just balloon the fuck up. It's like, man, you don't get the fuck out of here with that shit. And then when YouTube started, and then I tried to do YouTube TV thinking I needed cable. Because it was hard for me to break away from cable. That was the other crazy shit of seeming like I need cable. And I was never watching that shit. I have cable and watch YouTube all fucking day. And I'm like, I don't need that shit. Like, I don't need no fucking cable. I didn't watch nothing on cable except if a boxing match came on. I watched that RV shit. They used to have a RV. What was that network used to show RV shit? I think it was like the country TV channel or some travel channel. The travel channel used to show RV shit. And I used to love watching that shit and boxing. And then I wasn't even watching basketball no more like that. But so I'm like, I would never watch that shit and be like, month after month, they just taking your shit month after month. And like I said, I got to look through this shit and see what other apps outside of Disney is charging me every month for the shit that I do not watch. And Mr. T, I don't even think my kids watch that shit. Mr. T says and whores don't forget Says whores, don't forget the whores. Wait, what the hell is you writing? Says whores, don't forget the whores. Says athletes love tricking. And then Asian Math in the building. Salute. Bruce Gas says the thing about those gold chains says he brought 20 years ago says are worth triple. Says Wham says he paid. Is he gonna be able to get the money on that shit? I doubt if he can cash that shit in or anybody buy it. Because they ain't like the bank gonna buy that shit. He gotta find one of them jeweler ass people to buy his shit. And I doubt they want it. I doubt they want to buy his shit. And if Lassie Cuss says PBC says PBC gonna charge 100 says for Fedora versus sometimes 2 weeks says shit getting no promo. Yeah, nobody paying for that shit. Nobody paying these fools all that money. These fighters think they worth more than what they really are. They thought that Floyd coming in the game, setting this high value points on events that they think they can roll over into that shit and they deserving of it. Like hell no, y'all ain't deserving of none of that shit. This I hear the shit with Oscar, what's that fool name? Virgil Ortiz and the De La Hoya shit, crying about what De La Hoya should have been maximizing the money and there's other money out there. Like Virgil, you are Jerron Ennis ain't worth that shit. That nigga could have paid y'all $200,000. All you niggas thinking they worth $1 million every fucking fight. Y'all just won the biggest fights in this era where a fight ain't worth that much. And that's what these fools need to realize. Y'all fights ain't worth much money. If a promoter dumb enough to give you multi-millions, then that's that. And Turkey ain't willing to do that shit no more. Matter of fact, Turkey may not be able to do that shit with the shit Iran doing. Shit, Saudi Arabia gonna need that money to rebuild their shit. If Iran keep bombing that shit, Iran Trump done fucked up. Trump done royally fucked up. You don't even hear Turkey no more. Nigga, you don't even hear about Turkey no more. And the Velocity Cuss says, hey, Cuss says you see Cowboy brought some land off one gold chain, or not change, but one gold chain. Says he left Crenshaw says to live off the grid. Man, good luck to him living like that. Good fucking luck. Like I say, I follow that RV shit, so I see a lot of that people doing that off the grid shit. And there's a common thing with people who love to live off the grid. Something going up here, and then also because of this, are getting away from shit, or something, and still something up here that with them being in certain environments and them knowing them potentially crashing out, or maybe them dealing with sobriety and shit, and not want to be inside the city where they have such easy access to drugs. But this is another thing. Jokes on them, because a lot of people live off the grid, fuck with a lot of dope. They be hallucinating all that shit out there, but it's fucked up. There ain't no plumbing out there. There ain't no lighting. You can barely grow. That fucking land ain't fertile. So where you gonna be growing and getting all that shit? Yeah, it should sound like a grand idea for people who want to be away from the rest of civilization, or people who think that, you know, rest of civilization gonna crash due to fucking wars and shit and nuclear holocaust. Like them niggas think they living off the grid, they won't be affected if a bomb is to be dropped. Shit, that radiation shit gonna go out there too. Shit gonna kill off everything down there. What the fuck they thought? I would not want to live like that. That shit is nasty. I mean, you're a human. You have to shit. You ain't got no toilet paper. You be having that shit just disgusting, homie. You got dig holes to shit in and fuck all that. And then Asia Mass says Floyd got finessed by Nathan Yahoo, says, and the Epstein crew, says AK, the Island Boys. Yeah, Floyd was stupid, believing that him being connected to white folks that wear business suits and talk money and all this other transactions and money, and you put money in them and with them, and they're gonna turn your money into a bunch of other money. I would never trust that shit. You done earned all this fucking money through boxing, not invested with none of these motherfuckers. You're gonna turn that money over to them. Man, fuck all that. You should have sent them fucking kids off the fucking one of these old university that these motherfuckers come from. Had them to go into that shit, to learn this shit, become that shit, and put the money in with them and let them invest that shit. Versus you done brought these kids, spoil them. They pregnant by rappers, popping their ass every time you look up. Like, man, get the fuck out of here. Like, you got to do that LeBron shit. Like, LeBron is the right nigga to do shit with his money. Magic the right fool to do shit with his money. Jordan the right motherfucker to do shit with his money. Kobe was going to be the right motherfucker to do shit with his money. But you get these old dumb niggas that want to be shining all the time. Like, the fuck out of here. Jay-Z, Nas did the right shit with their money. 50 doing the right shit with his money, but he need to learn to shut the fuck up sometimes. And that's what you wanted with Floyd. Like, but you watching Floyd, I was like, man, I never thought in a billion years he'd lose all that shit. What a fucking idiot. And now I'll be like, man, that's what the fuck he get. And then Sports Prediction says, right, says Floyd been saying that shit about Ali forever. It says, talking about Ali, says, try to impress the fans by fighting all those A-level opponents, says, and that's what made Ali get to what he got to, says, hey, no, Ali. He just, that's that egotistical shit. But Ali was fucking up his money too, because Ali fought way too long. It's a lot of these dudes that do that shit with their money, man. Just having the money, being around people who don't have it, and you just want to do so much for people, using your money to kind of buy friendships and connect with people, being part of organizations, using your money, and not paying attention to what's in your accounts. You taking other people's financial advice and not paying attention to your accounts. And then until they come up to you one day and say, man, there's nothing left. This is what you always hear from them fools. They financial advisor, some shit come up to them, man, there's nothing left. Fuck. When was I born? How old am I today? I'm 50. I got one more in me. Let me schedule myself for 3 more fights. Like, fuck out of here, man. What the fuck are y'all doing, man? Like, this dude is crazy. But even with Ali, fighting well past his prime and getting hit and taking punch. Even in his prime, he was taking massive ass punches to the head. Who the else they say? Like, Joe Louis and them ended up flat ass broke. Didn't that happen to Ray Robinson? Did Ray Robinson end up broke? The only motherfucker who didn't end up broke, they say still got his shit, is Larry Holmes and shit. And then Bruce Gas says Mike Tyson fucked it up. Says Mike Tyson did the right thing. Says he's selling weed, says making millions. But he ain't making all that money. That weed brand is still in somebody else's name and shit. Mike Tyson having to get in the ring and shit for them big one night paydays and shit. And man, that shit is sad with these motherfuckers. You watch Touch All This Money, you just hope they always had that shit, never lose it. Holyfield, another one, like, man. And Vlasi Cuss says, they saying Floyd says is having to donate blood and drive you. Yeah, right. It says for extra income. Nah, I don't believe that shit. And then but that's just like I seen the lady up at down there buying lottery tickets and shit with him. I like, damn, but maybe everybody want to win millions and billions. So, and the Bruce Gas says you've been following what's happening to Thomas Hearns. Yeah, I did a video on that. Says he lost it all. Says and now has dementia. His kids are stealing his shit. Kids in there tug of war with him to have control of his money. That shit is just sad as fuck. And not putting people in the right positions. Like when you touch that kind of bread, man, not everybody can get out. I'm telling you, when you touch that bread, you gotta like control shit. You gotta control shit, and other people around gotta learn when you around people who got money, it ain't for you to just be on that hand. Give me this, give me that. Like, nah, let the motherfucker put you in position. It may help you out on their terms, not you demanding shit. Like, and you don't want people being too fruitful, like just passing out money. Like it's gonna always be there, especially for athletes, like to be just so free with their fucking money. Like a nigga suffering injury and it's over with. You suffer an injury, it's over with. That's just like that nigga who fucked up and got Cardi B pregnant, like a dumbass nigga. Like, fool, you stupid as fuck. Like, come on, homeboy. And you coming off these injuries, getting cut left and right. One point you was one of the biggest shits in that game, and now shit, nigga, father time. And then Bruce Gas said, I hate to watch these niggas lose that shit. But even Tommy Hearns, like, nigga, ain't even got his house no more. They done fucked that shit off. He done put them kids in the right position to make sure they're educated or business oriented to go start some shit. And now they in here squabbling for you. Squabbling over you. Kidnapping you. Keeping you away. Your brain fucked up from all them hits to the head. Because I remember seeing Tommy Hearns, he was real slow when I went to that first boxing expo and shit. And the scene they were charging for you to take photos. Like, and these cats were once millionaires. And Bruce Gas says they all ended up broke. All of them. Says Mike owns a farm. Does he really own a farm, or is just somebody in association partner with him who can get rid of him at any time? Is Mike Tyson tenderism? Is Mike Tyson the tenderism dude, work with these dudes, or he actually own it? Or are they using Mike Tyson? They go, tenderism. How about some weed? Tenderism. All that shit. That's what they using Mike Tyson for. And Mike Tyson, when he need his own money, got to get in the ring and shit. And then Cool Breeze says, so George Foreman did the best financially after retire. Oh, yeah, George did. George got lucky. Them damn people who was manufacturing that damn grill came in and connected with him, because George is like, fuck all that dying and shit. Now I'm eating hamburgers, all that other shit. Because George is almost thought George was getting, what was George eating on for that Wendy's burger or some shit? And them niggas who had that grill was like, shit, we're going to make this grill. Who can we use? Let's use George Foreman. Who would have known George Foreman would have been that motherfucking marketable? George Foreman got to be the only marketable fucking boxer in history. I don't think no boxer has ever marketed no shit. I know Roy was supposed to get the that Jordan brand shit, but it didn't blow up. I think George Foreman got to be the only boxer to be marketable for selling a fucking merchandise. I think he's definitely the only marketable damn boxer. That shit is wild when you think of that shit. You would have thought it would have been Floyd. Floyd wasn't shit. They didn't give, nobody gave no Floyd didn't do anything for no damn for no brand like that. Like that shit, wow. That nigga George Foreman is that dude. George Foreman, that dude. Salute the RIP to George, man. And that was cold. Remember with George almost having some bitch issue. Bitches coming back talking about he did some shit from the damn 70s trying to get that bread from that nigga. Like, this motherfucking world crazy as fuck. And the people in it. People in this shit is so homemade and shit. This is like I say, talking about this shit currently with Brian Norman doing that whole ass shit, accusing Devin Haney of being on PEDs and shit. It goes back into how people use this motherfucker a snitch and all that other shit and don't never come out with your paperwork and shit. And then Asian Math says Sugar Ray says still paid from the 70s. Sugar Ray, lucky he got off of that damn dope, because Sugar Ray could have been poor if he would have turned a New Jack City ass thing. Because I think he got caught up in the 80s drug shit as well. But I think he even was fighting past this prime. Maybe Bruce Gass or Blood Boxing if somebody knows the history on that shit. But when you look at Sugar Ray carries himself with more dignity. He's a person of a higher standard. He ain't ignorant in the way he goes about life. He seems to be more grounded financially. His decision making seemed to be better than a lot of these dudes. And I think just overall in life, he always carried himself much better than these dudes. These other dudes just been reckless, so caught up in fame and the glitz and glamorous shit, tricking out here, getting broken by little pretty ass broads who got pimping all in their system. And these niggas just suckers. And Bruce Gass says those champions from the 80s says can't even afford pay-per-view, says to watch the champions of today. And that shit is crazy when you look at a lot of these dudes who it's some of the biggest mega fights you've ever seen in your life and are dead fucking broke. Living with people. Some of them living in group homes and Section 8 if they can get it. And the Fresh BX says 50 filed for bankruptcy, says laugh out loud, says in my mind, says that's why he's acting the way he is now. Says what is that? What is that supposed to be? Says the IRC says he started using IG. What the hell is that IRC? Says he started using IG, says the way he does, says now around the time of filing for relevancy. But he's probably using the bankruptcy shit the way that a lot of them wealthy white folks use it. Got in some bad business venture and don't want to pay his shit. Says the number one Reggie hater says stop pocket watching. Says it's manly, says unmanly behavior, says to give off baby daddy vibes. Man, you ain't see none of that shit. Pocket watching. You hear me talking about niggas fucking their money off and how despicable and sad that shit is. So you need to know what pocket watching is, and you need to know what unmanly shit is, because you're an unmanly motherfucker to post my photo and talk about the number one Reggie haters. But salute to Plantation Shelton. I know that's you. Vlasica says what is that? Says Disciple BX 100%. And then Asian Math says those games act as if they never been. Wait, the games are games. Says those games act as if they never been taught compound interest, or says our whole life insurance says with life and death benefits. Wait, what you talking about? Those games? It says those games are what? What are you talking about? Why you put games? You threw me off with that. And then Bruce Gas says Hagler sold right guard. Oh, Hagler had right guard, but damn. So that was endorsement. But so George Foreman is the most marketable fucking boxer in history. He gotta be. So I didn't even know Hagler was selling right guard. Well, wait, what did I remember? I did remember seeing Hagler on some commercials. Maybe those was the commercials. But that motherfucker took that damn grill off the top, man. That motherfucker took the grill off the top. That shit is known as the Foreman grill. And then and the Bougie Barbie in the building says salute to myself in the chat. And the Asian Mass says Sugar Ray endorsed by 7-Up and Wheaties. Wheaties just throw athletes on the thing, but I don't ever remember 7-Up blowing up like that. And then Velocica says any BX says, oh, he says ABX says what up, says with Clarissa and says what up with Clarissa and 49 cents is going at it, shaking my head. Man, 50 is just a clown ass idiot, man. Just get into it with everybody until it starts looking bad for him. And he got cut that shit as he getting older. He gonna have somebody fucking chin check his ass. Because you get these younger dudes that don't give two fucks about no older motherfucker or no used to be ass gangster or whatever your image was back then. You get older, some younger person who don't give a fuck about you. And then Bougie Barbie says most boxers have too much drama, says to be marketable. That's a fact. That is definitely a fact. That's definitely a fact. And then Velocica says Sugar Ray and Mike Jordan says had the same manager / agent. And then not Velocica, but Fresh BX says Velocica says no idea. Says I haven't even watched none of that contest. Says looks attention sinking. Says I just scroll right past it. Yeah, that's what I do with a lot of that shit too. I scroll past a lot of that shit. Unless it's some shit where a motherfucker being a sucker, I click on. No, that's what I was looking at the other day. That I seen a post from, man, and it's crazy, man, what people do with the relationships. It was the fool. What was the Jets running back? They were saying he just went through a divorce. His lady, man, let me find that shit. I think that fool was the running back from the Jets, Curtis Martin, man. He said his lady tried to hit him for 30 mil. Steve from above, laugh his ass off, says that Cockroach Shelton. Yeah, that's Cockroach Shelton, little slave working field hand ass. And then First BX says IRC says if I remember correctly. Oh, see, yeah, I don't know all that kind of fucking acronym. And then First BX Velocity Cut says content. And then Asian Math says I meant lames. Oh, it says I meant lames, not games. Okay, there you go. Yeah, that's why he threw me off like games. And then Asian Math says Sugar Ray made millions from 7-Up and Wheaties. And then he probably maintained that money and shit. Or you may get an athlete like how Marshawn talks about money. He ain't flashy. He ain't a trick out here throwing money at shit. He may live good off his shit. I even was listening to Mike Vick the other day talking about how with his retirement from the NFL, that even though he fucked his career up, and that's the saddest shit. That shit got to hurt your heart with seeing Mike Vick being taken away from football. But then to watch this nigga come back, do his thing, but still the fact he was taken away, but came back, did his thing, go off into his retirement, and then to listen to in this interview he did where he's talking about his retirement, and then to see Mike Vick is on top of money, of how to invest, put his money over here, have the NFL to do that. Because if you do the right thing, the NFL is going to put a lot of these dudes in position. So it makes you look at some of these athletes that don't want to put a little bit of money to the side, to set aside for them for their retirement, have the NFL to do the right thing by them, and they fuck themselves on don't get anything. Mike Vick was saying something, he gets 6 figures every year through his retirement based on when he was playing, and they told him this, especially as he got old. I think if he was young in his first contract, he wouldn't have done it. When they sat his ass down, I think it brought him back wiser. And setting that money aside and putting all his ducks in a row, listening to the people in the NFL that advise him on what to do. Same thing with AI. AI be broke. If they said it wasn't for somebody that did some shit, did they do it behind AI back or some shit, but did something to where when AI hit a certain point, the money matured, he rolled in all this money. Because outside that, he was fucking his money over, doing dumb shit. Velocity Cuss says, hey, cuz, says you ever consider getting on says you ever consider getting the eye exam for reading? Oh, absolutely. I just got to make the appointment. Shit. I be procrastinating. I'm off like a motherfucker. That's why I be like with benefits, like health benefits, I be paying to the motherfuckers and never use the shit. I'll be using that shit for nothing. Even when I used to pay for health insurance, I still go to the fucking VA and be paying hundreds of dollars every fucking paycheck and never using the health insurance I had. And then just in the last 10 years, I stopped using the health insurance from the companies I work for, and be like, fuck it, I'm just going to the VA. I ain't going to figuring out what network to use, picking a doctor. I don't know none of that stupid ass shit. I think it's some of the dumbest shit people have to fucking contend with having insurance. You're this doctor in this network. And then always hearing this shit, because women always knew like insurance. This is a good insurance and this insurance. Why is it a good insurance and a bad insurance? And like, get the fuck out of here. So the doctor just go into cheap shit. Yeah, I can really work on your heart. But today I'm gonna be on some old lazy ass shit because your insurance is cheap. So therefore I'm gonna give you about 50% of what I can do. If I fuck up, I'm about to be just a C-level doctor today on your heart because your insurance is a C level. You should have paid a little bit more on your insurance, but today you about to get this old funky jerry-rigged ass fucking heart surgery. And then Fresh BX and it was laughing at Velocity Cuts. Cool Breeze says Vic was the first QB, says to sign 2 $100 million contracts, says Atlanta and Philly. Oh, Philly hooked him up with 100? Man, salute to who did that shit for him? Andy Reid? Salute to Andy Reid for hooking him up like that. But I hated that shit because I didn't know how that shit was gonna work out. Because I liked it. Donovan. Damn, what's that nigga name? I'm talking about. I liked it, the fool, and don't even remember his fucking name no more. That motherfucker Donovan McNabb. I liked it, Donovan McNabb, and Donovan McNabb was some gangster shit for him bringing Mike Vick over and being down with it. I don't know if he had a decision or not. I think I heard him talk about. He had a decision, and for Mike Vick to come in there and put his ass on the bench. But McNabb was playing through those damn injuries and shit, which was dumb on his part, playing through whatever the little hernia shit he had going on. But to watch Mike Vick just come back from out of prison, get out there and take his job was cold shit. And I hated to see it happen to McNabb, but shit. Salute to Andy Reid giving him an opportunity because that motherfucker Mike Vick arm is so fucking cold, homie. Mike Vick game at quarterback is so cold. That's why I don't rock with none of that Tom Brady shit and Peyton Manning shit. You other niggas can like the motherfuckers. I think them niggas stink up quarterback position. And if Velocity Cuss says if you don't use it, says you lose it. And then the number one Reggie hater says now you pocket watching Mike Vick says straight up straight up possum meat. Yeah, this is whole ass nigga Shelton and this motherfucker. Salute to Shelton, who like blocking niggas, but he come over here, he can write all the shit he want while he hiding from 78 in them, putting up other names and shit. These coward ass, grown, suck ass niggas. But no, you don't even hear me pocket watching Vic. You hear me talking about Mike Vick talking righteous about money, dummy. You gotta learn, but I understand you still in the slave system. White folks still own your black ass. And then Asia Matt says, yeah, it says good. Mike Vick says rebounded financially. Says he had to become the Crackers House niggas though. No, he didn't. Where y'all get that shit from? Like, what the fuck? What house nigga he became to white folks? Like, you crazy. They try to fuck him over some damn dogs and shit. Which did nobody, I didn't know they were gonna take that shit that damn far. But lucky he didn't get maxed out. He got like 2 years with the watch. His career get fucked? Oh, no. What happened to Mike Vick is them bitch ass people he ran around that was doing that shit. But dog fighting has always been a thing people did. Mike Vick put a straight up end to that shit. It was nothing to see dogs fight, especially when I wonder when dog fighting came out, which one of them older cats to put that shit up. Or when did pit bulls start becoming a thing? Because I think when that breed came here, because as a kid, I don't remember seeing many people with them damn breed of dogs, because I think white people are the ones who be bringing these dogs over here and shit. Because I always remember it was the German Shepherd was like the hardest dog. Yeah, the German Shepherd was like the hardest kind of dog when I was coming up, and then I start seeing Rottweilers later. So when the rock, I wonder when did the Rottweiler hit this mug? With them mugs coming like the 80s or some shit. And then you start seeing the pit bulls start coming about. Them big head pit bulls, because I think people got them other little pit bulls that I see Bud buy from that nigga out the WBC. He got them skinny, slim ass pit bulls, but the more big head ass pit bulls. When did the mugs come out? About the 90s. I start seeing them motherfuckers in like the early 90s. And then you'll see Rottweilers then. But I'll be wondering when did that shit come out? Because like I said, German Shepherds like the hardest dogs. Then when you start seeing the pits and shit, then that's why I start seeing you go by people's houses. They had the dog fights. Some people fight their dogs in the front yard and shit. He thought nothing of it. But I don't always think those dogs was fucking here like that. That's why, let me see if they get a thing. When did Rottweiler, let me check this shit out. Let me go. When did Rottweilers arrive in America? Because I think I seen Rott's before pits. When did Rottweilers, or maybe they've been here for a while. Maybe I need to put when did they hit the cities, like urban cities, because you don't even see in movies. Let me see. Rottweilers come to the United States. Let me see if they put that. Let me see. It says Rottweilers first brought in the 1920s, so they showing they've been here for a long time. I ain't never seen them motherfuckers. Says markings, maybe that was for rich people. It says first litter. Let me see. That got to be in some farm ass area shit. Let me see. Let me check the pit bulls. So they showing in the 30s. I ought to put in like major cities. Pit bulls. And they showing these mugs. Maybe they ain't come to LA, but I don't even remember. I never even seen them in like movies and shit. So they're barred in the early. Those have to be in like rich ass people areas. It says come to urban cities. It's come to urban cities. Let's see. They showing the early 20th century. So it'd be early 1920s. Since, however, by the mid 20th century, says changing perceptions has began linking them with crime and poverty. So that's what it is with poverty. They start coming into poor areas, particularly in urban areas, leading to a shift in their reputation. So I'm guessing they came in the mid century. So that got to be like the 80s or some shit, 80s and 90s. So you got to form the question probably. So maybe they're like dogs in like wealthy class areas or some shit. And maybe they don't hit the urban areas. Because like I said, I ain't start seeing the mugs until fucking like the late 80s and 90s. Like I say, I didn't see us with pit bulls and shit like that. And then Fresh BX says the number one Reggie hater, and they're laughing. And the Velocica says Mike Vick is an idiot. Says put his homies in the crib. Says just for them to fight dogs. Shaking my head. Yeah, that was stupid too. That was very dumb on his part as well. But them niggas like, nigga, I ain't going to jail. Shit, I've been snitching like a motherfucker. I'm a dead man. I go to jail. Shit, Mike Vick did this shit. I ain't going to jail, man. I'm sorry, homie. I'm sorry. I know you the money man, but shit, man, them niggas gonna kill me in jail. I know I be talking this gangster shit, and man, I was a real nigga in the pen, but really I was PC'd up. I was telling on every motherfucking body. I'm sorry, Vic, you did this shit. Yeah, nigga, I ain't going to no jail. Shit. I'm a law-abiding citizen. Abide by that law so much I tell on your motherfucking ass. And then Delvic says, whatever happened to Chow. You rarely see the mugs. I seen the Chow. I ain't seen Chow in a long ass time. I ain't seen the Chow in almost 10 years. I'm about to say I saw a Shar-Pei. I had the dogs mixed up. I saw some people with a Shar-Pei, but there was some like white folks up there in Summerlin and shit. I seen the Shar-Pei, them old wrinkle ass dogs. I ain't seen the Chow in like maybe like this before my kid, maybe like 13 years ago. I seen the Chow, and that was the only Chow I seen. Even around that time, it was a Chow puppy that somebody we knew had and shit. But yeah, I haven't seen one of them motherfuckers in a long ass time. Let me see, College Fair 2 Thursday. And then Asian Matt CBS made him a house ninja. Says I still rock with Vic. Says I still rock with Vic. Says them crackers says gave him a ultimatum. Says regarding his past. Says and the brother says, and his brother Marcus says, pass for real, for real. Oh, I forgot he did have a brother. Did his brother make it to the league? Says he's still getting paid though. No, Mike Vick ain't do no house ninja shit. And Mike Vick just a reserve dude. He a calm reserve dude. And then Sting from Bus says, I love, and then he coaching them kids, man. He coaching them college kids. He says, I love the original American pit bull terrier. Says some of the things they call pit bulls nowadays. Yeah. That's the one, the original American, them little slim ass dog. I think I see 78 with those kind of pits. Those the original, but I'll be them other ones, them big head ones. What are those Staffordshires, whatever the fuck they call them and shit. That's the ones that got popular. Them other big headed ones. Them other ones are like the working dogs, the ones that got just fucking working animals. They very aggressive and they small. But the other ones that become a little bit more massive and more muscular, when them motherfuckers start hitting and Rottweilers, I didn't start seeing them dogs until later. Like it was always, you seen people with either they had a Labradors, fucking German Shepherds, fucking a lot of people had Cocker Spaniels. You see them little ass dogs, but you start seeing them big ass breeds till I didn't start seeing them motherfuckers till later down the line, like in the late 80s, 90s and shit. It'd be rare to see even Doberman pinchers like that. And then in the Dalvik says them Childs says with some mean dogs. Yeah, Childs is known for biting people and shit. But I never known nobody use a child to fight. Like it's one thing for a dog to bite a human, but to fight another dog. They actually always trip me out with pit bulls. Pit bulls can be nice as fuck. They can be nice as fuck to humans, but the minute they see a dog, it is over with. It is over with. Them motherfuckers. I remember that CJ dad had a big ass dog. He was a fighting pit bull. And he found him, man. He used to love that nigga. Used to love fucking dogs. This pit bull was buff as fuck. Whoever had him, he was just fighting. This dog just had wounds all over him. And I used to always love to walk this dog. This dog fucking will bite the chain. You walk like, and people be laughing when they see me walking because he'll lock on the chain. And so he'll lock on the chain while you got part of it. He'd just be like he walking you and shit. And people laugh at that shit. But then people will be like, man, why are you fighting that dog? Because his dog body just covered in marks from, you can tell he was a fighter. But so fucking nice, wouldn't dare snap at a person. The minute he saw a dog, it was, when this dog used to be strong as fuck. It'd be time we'd be walking, I'd be trying to pull, and this nigga snap the fucking chain. The chain, so you got to have the right chain for this dog. I mean, this dog chest wide. Whoever had this nigga was buffing him the fuck up just to program him to fight. This dog chest is wide as fuck. He walk, some dogs' legs start to curving because they arms so big. Nigga rear legs big as fuck. Head humongous as fuck. And he just got bite marks all the fuck around him from just however long he was fighting. And I be even think over where they lived at, he done killed some dogs over there. Because these be dogs trying to bark through the gate at this nigga. He'd lock on the dog and kill it. When I used to walk him and that nigga see a dog and he immediately just snapped. This dog was just nice than a motherfucker. The minute he saw a dog, man, it was just like something snaps to this nigga. And he ready to tear some shit up. But he was just nice as all the dogs you see like that. Like with pit bulls, it'd be like you be scared of them because how muscular the motherfuckers is, and you can tell a pit bull to kill your ass. But I see trick, they never like want to do harm to a person and shit like other dogs. Other dogs, you ready to fuck you up. The pit bulls I see wouldn't even give two fucks about you. And then Velocity Cuss says there's big money in dogs. Says those what is this? Those the Miyagi's. Says the Miyagi pocket bully pit says be going for 30K. But they turn out to be ugly, man. They start looking ugly and they start doing that shit that bulldogs, mouths do. That shit ugly. And then they can barely walk. That's like wrong to do that to them dogs. They legs too short. They can't do shit. Motherfucking nuts hanging on the ground and shit. And then in the Bougie Barbie says people like designer dogs now. Says mutts are getting kind of rare. And then all them old mixed breeds, certain mixed dogs you can do. They cool. But some people used to get mad. They have dogs of two different breeds and they fucking have puppies. And then Bruce Gas says dog fighting is the reason. Says I can't ride with Gerald McClellan. Oh, he used to do that shit with dogs too, and to kill a dog if it lose. And Bruce Gas says Bully's got the hammerheads. And then he says, yeah, this is the American Staffordshire Terriers. Yeah, I think that's the bigger head ones and shit. But they may have been here, like I read that shit since the 20s and shit, but I don't think they hit like black areas. I don't even think white folks had them like that. Because white folks always like them old dogs that can get in the water with them and shit. They like dogs that can swim and shit. But whoever, it must have been them German motherfuckers. That's who brought all that shit over here. Them German niggas brought that shit here. Because you even look over there during the World War II, if you see footage of that shit, you'll see them what are the little police dogs? The dogs the police like to use now, those kind of German shepherds, the regular German shepherd, the big ass ones. And then you seen Rottweilers in that shit. But now when they start hitting our neighborhoods in the cities, because even when you watch old black films, you don't see these breeds of dogs in like old black films. If you see them with a pet, you don't see that shit. Even when you show like little country films. And then Steve from Above says, yes, is the original American Pit Bull says supposed to be an animal aggressive only. So it's supposed to be animal aggressive only. Yeah, so that's why I be like, they don't be on humans, the ones I've seen. But they will have some that'll fuck you up. They will have something to fuck you up, but they ain't like aggressive how they be on other dogs. They see another dog, it'd be like a switch snapping them motherfuckers. And then they just mad. That's why I be like dumb. That's why I hate seeing people. I hate this shit with bitch ass dog owners. I do not like dog owners. Some of these people make me dislike dogs who love to keep their dogs off of leashes and shit. And then just think they dogs is their fucking kids. And then they dog get to walking and want to see another dog and something clicking that dog and they want to run up on the wrong dog. And that dog kill their ass. Like you see these people out here who dogs get away from them and they fighting in the dog park and they can't break the fight up with the dog. Like some people are just fucking just worthless pieces of shit. Agent Matt says, Cane Corso says, Odago Argentina says are the best guard dogs. Says in fights. I still like the Rottweilers. I do like those Borbals, though. Those Borbals are nice. It says from Africa also, says Velocity Cuts and they're rolling. But see, even those are newer breeds of dogs. The Cane Corso, I ain't never seen them motherfuckers until like the 2000s. Those doggos over here, they ain't never seen a Borbal until like the late, like the 2010 or some shit. I ain't never seen a Borbal. I had a white professor. That fool he's talking about. They had that's the dogs he's trying to bring up. They had a Rhodesian Ridgeback. Them dogs out of that white folks brought into Africa and shit. They used to be trying to hype the Rhodesian Ridgebacks up, talking about they can fight lions and shit. And then there was another breed. It was, I think, the Cane Corso. No, it was some up in there in the Bay Area. They was introducing this breed. I think it may be the Cane Corso they're bringing out here. It was with them white ass racist groups, and it was some white lady up in Northern Cal, might have been San Francisco. Her dogs killed her and shit. The dogs tripped out and ended up attacking her ass and killed her. And they were talking about these are like some breed they were creating. I think it may have been the Cane Corsos coming. I think them white folks starting to bring them shit out here. Them white folks be having them little white nationalist groups. And then in the Philippines says them I can't even pronounce this shit. Staffordshires says come from parts of Europe, says in Spain, says if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they must have definitely won because America deal with a lot of these European immigrants. They definitely must have been bringing them shits over here. Bujibari says a dog is always a dog. Says I don't trust none of them. And I be hating when I see little stupid motherfuckers, especially like white folks, when they see a dog, they be all down and want the dog to lick them. Like, you know, this dog will bite your fucking face off. And then you get some of these chicks that end up getting their face ripped off by a dog. All in the dog face, dog all uncomfortable. Like, I don't know, this weird bitch. And my damn guard senses are telling me to bite her motherfucking ass. But I know my owner don't want me to, but man, I can't resist this annoying bitch. I'm about to bite her shit the fuck off. Like, I thought y'all told this bitch I got teeth. Fuck it. Like, these motherfuckers is stupid. Don't even know your dog. That's why I said, when I said my Shih Tzu, and they be walking in a little funky ass little, mainly white folks. Oh, the doggy. I mean, I will look at them like, man, you don't get the fuck away from. I say like way out shit because people are just pieces of shit to me. Like, you don't see these fucking kids right here. Man, get the fuck away from me. Like, nigga, keep moving. Talking about what's the dog name. Nigga, the dog ain't got a name. Bye, bitch. Get the fuck away from me. Little weird motherfucker. You don't see these little kids right here talking about a dog. Bitch, we out. Says I used to raise dogs and shit. I never raised no dog. And then Velocica says those Belgian Mollies says are like Ferrari. Says they go on military missions. Man, that's the thing that separates dogs from cats. Dogs and the motors. Dogs just be like never ending with shit. Them motherfuckers never ending. What's this shit you sent me, dude? Steam from above says, Reggie, what's this shit you sent me? What's this shit you sent me? What? Then why you sending this bullshit ass language like this? Is it not language? Yeah, you know you be doing this crap. And it's Steam from. We'll go after in this live. Steam from Buzz says if I had some land, says I'll get like 2 or 3 Borbos. Says beautiful beast. Yeah, I would definitely want me one of those if it's not like a Rottweiler, one of them pits, like the pits that I was talking about, not the original pits, but the other big head, buff ass pits. Because I like the pits for their colors. The pits come out with some beautiful fucking colors. Them motherfuckers shit out some beautiful fucking colors on them dogs, man. It's incredible with what those other pits come out with. The eyes they come out with, the personalities that they have. I don't like little ass dogs, even though I had them. I liked that Shih Tzu I had. That nigga was funny as fuck to me. But I don't really like little dogs. I can like them, but I just don't like other people with dogs. Other people with dogs and overboard with them and shit, who think they dogs, they kid. I remember I had this broad I was fucking with. This broad used to call her dog her son. I'd be like, man, this stupid bitch. I would want to say that shit if I wasn't trying to fuck. I'm like, bitch, you sound stupid as fuck. This is a fucking dog who you got to clean this shit up. And then Bruce Gass says Christy Nome says is a great dog trainer. Fuck Christy Nome. That's that bitch who just got fired. Fuck her. Glossy Cuss says the dog can save your life, cuz. No, I know that. That's why a dog I would like my dog. But these other dogs from these weird ass people that love the dog, that kiss him in the face, they walk up on the dog and won't acknowledge nobody else but the dog. I don't like them kind of people. Asian Man says you was right. Says it was a cane Corso. Says people migrated them to Oakland, California area. Yeah, so that's the dogs that killed that lady. It was them old racist ass white people was bringing them dogs in here. Cause where the cane Corso from? That shit from some old racist ass country. And then Philip says them pits are some beautiful dogs. Man, pits are beautiful as fuck. Man, they come out with so many amazing colors and shit. I'll be seeing some dogs that got like the brown and white patches, like almost how a leopard or jaguar got. And I'll be looking like, is this dog died or is this a real dog? Like, I'll be like, damn, them motherfuckers come with some crazy, beautiful fucking colors and shit. Like, you designed the motherfuckers' coats. And then the Outlaw Pugils in the building, salute. And then Asian Man says Italy is a cane Corso. And then the Doggo is what? The Doggo Argentina is the Spain one. But yeah, them some badass dog. But yeah, them little white racist motherfuckers was the ones breeding them cane Corsos and shit. And then it killed that white lady and shit. He said cane Corso says is an Italian mastiff and shit. Oh, that's what, man. It was a black dude on my block, man. There was a black dude on my block that nigga used to raise Neapolitan mastiffs, man. That fool said he used to pay off a lot of shit off of them dogs and shit. The Neapolitan mastiffs, them all black mastiffs. That nigga used to sell them motherfuckers. And this is years ago when I was still living on the block. This got to be over 20 years ago. That fool was charging like thousands of dollars for them puppies. $1,000. They'll have to reserve to buy his puppies. He wasn't doing no shit like, oh, puppies for sale. He wasn't doing none of that shit. He was on a higher level with that shit. With the Neapolitans and shit. But dogs go from popularity. Then the Neapolitans no longer popular. Some other breed gets popular. Blaska says if you lock your girl, mom, and dog in the trunk, says the only one happy to see you, says will be the dog. Yeah, them dogs love you, man, to a stupid fault. And the Doggo Argentina says the Presa Canero, says another beautiful mastiff. Yeah, them big muscular ass dog. I like dogs that look like they'll just fuck you up. Like they'll just, if the dog got a hold of you, you dying. Like I want dogs like that. I don't want furry, girly dogs, but I know with my daughter, she gonna want one of them little girly ass dogs, which I don't like. I just don't like the little dogs. They be doing all that little cute shit. I don't like that shit. They just always want to lick and do all this shit. Then they roll on their back. Some of them get scared and want to pee and shit. I'll be ready to kick one of them motherfuckers. I do. I do not like little ass dogs for nothing. I don't, man. If you like that shit, bring out some sinister side to me. I can't stand a little fucking dog, especially like nigga growl or something. Man, stop all that little princey little pussy shit. Get the fuck out of here. And then and all our pussy just says the Mexican Master. I ain't never seen no Mexican Master. And it says I believe y'all never seen the Mexican Master. I didn't even know they had dogs down in Mexico. And that's the one thing I never seen from Mexico is a fucking dog. I'm pretty sure they got a dog down there. That dog probably just one of the more raggedy, poor ass dogs. And this thing from Buzz says, bro, says Neither Pound the Mastiff is an amazing fucking dog. Says, but the drooling is crazy. Laugh out loud. Yeah, they got them long ass little lips on the side of their jaws and shit. But they were huge. Them dogs humongous and shit. Even as puppy, them puppies was big as fuck. Cause he let me see one of his litters. Man, them puppies big. Says our litter was usually reserved for buyers too. Yeah, that dude, that's all that dude did. It was however he networked it and shit. He'll say he can make like 30,000 off a fucking litter or something like that. And it was making crazy money. Even the bulldogs, at one point, the bulldogs were like hot dogs and shit, getting major bread off of them. But them dogs don't produce a lot of puppies. The mastiffs and shit produce a lot of puppies. I forget which dog. It's one of them breeds that shit out. Is it the Labrador that shit out large ass breeds of puppies, or is it the Labrador or the Golden Retriever? One of them. No, what's some other white dogs? The Labrador or the Golden Retriever, the ones that be shitting out like 10 and 12 puppies or some shit. Lysica says got a Neo Massive says, and the drooling says does get annoying and shit. Oh, don't have them motherfucker. You watch them, they be doing that shit when dogs get to shaking and shit. All that shit, yeah, that motherfucker had to stay outside. Philip A says, fucking Red says, nah, bro, so don't kick the dog. Man, I hate little ass dogs. I hate the little ones with the fur, with all that furry shit. Hell no. I don't like that shit. I'll beat the dog up. No, I hate the motherfuckers. I ain't gonna lie, I do not like a little dog and shit. And then Allah Pugilist says, President Canero says, I believe is a Mexican Master. Oh, them buff ass dog. I can't see Mexico making no dog. Says my mistake is Spain. Yeah, Mexico got them little dogs that be on the side of the fucking curb waiting for you to drop food and stealing your shit. Asian Mass says Mexicans adopted, says the Cane Corso also says most people says currently get them from Mexico. Yeah, that's probably the cartels be using the motherfuckers. And then, but I'm gonna get ready to get off here. I'll be back on here later. I want to talk about that Cuba shit, or maybe watch the game. No, I'm gonna talk shit about the Clippers getting their ass kicked. Philip Bay says, because I'm off for a couple of days, so I can talk shit. It says Pitts will too. Says they have big litters too. Oh, the Pitts have. That's one thing I never seen. I never seen nobody pit bull have puppies and shit. I never seen pit bulls when they were tiny puppies. I never seen that. Always seen them when somebody done brought one and shit. But that's all I got, folks. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. And then Asian Mass says Mexicans have. Oh yeah, the Chihuahua is the Mexican dog. I forgot about the little motherfuckers. I can fuck with certain breeds of Chihuahuas, like them tough looking Chihuahuas. I can fuck with them and shit. Like I seen a white lady with a Chihuahua. That nigga thought he was the buffest dog on the planet. He was hard. I like them little Chihuahuas, not the little tiny weak ass looking Chihuahuas, but Chihuahuas that look buff and them niggas just walk around like they can't nobody fuck with them. I like them. As far as a little dog, but a little dog with all that fur and shit, like hell no. Nah. Them, and then it says the Turkish Kango. I don't like them dogs with the little curly tail on them. Look like Akitas. Says has the highest bite force of any dog. But shit, can he fight? Can he fight? He's just tall. There's some big tall ass. What they come in? Some of them come all white, or some of them be white with black. Says peace. Says y'all stay blessed. And he says when we gonna sun the blippers again? Yeah, he gonna dog him today. As long as he playing. If he playing, then I'm covering that game. And Bougie Bar says Reds don't like prissy dog. Hell no, I don't. I do not like the little motherfuckers. You get around, they do pussy shit. Like, this is a dog. And they roll over, they lay on the back. Then he did something scary, pissing all over the place. Like, fuck no, get Get this motherfucker out of here. That's why there's nothing for me to do that shit I did to that last dog. Get this nigga out of here. But folks, that's all I got. I'm out. Peace.